little nothing of a thing. Now, of course, if the short little nothing of a thing went on to Peacock or Bravo, it was probably going to be Peacock, and it still might, and it blew everyone away, then, you know, in Peacock, there's really no way to know other than the amount of people that add to streaming, then sure, the 4 episodes could become season 2 for 12. Sure, this could have grown into a thing, but the plan really was, I still think this was a play by Bravo to say, you're all going to revolt because we're firing Luann and Dorinda, and you know, well, Dorinda was already fired, you know, and like, we're going to promise you this legacy. And I really agree with what I originally said. This is just to appease people. 1 season, of course, it's TV if it goes well, but if they just said we're scrapping the whole thing and starting over, I think there would have been, how brilliant was this? You're going to have not 1, but 2 RHONYs. Oh my God, people went crazy. And I said, not so fast, everyone. And I still believe that. So I do believe they planned on this legacy thing just to shut everyone up and appease everyone.
Yes,
but
I agree with that.
But I mean, as we hit bumps, I can tell you for a fact, and I cannot reveal this. I cannot, when it becomes public, remember you heard it here first, at least as right now, one of those 5 people has said, I'm not interested. Take your money and shove it. Now, that could change because, I mean, we have a bunch of people that either A, need the money, and we can break this down, who needs the money, and B, just is going along with it, and C, would love to be back on TV, right? But the person who refused the money is definitely not who you think. And they're just like, this is an insult. So I believe, you know, now you have no Ramona because you fired her. You have no Bethany. And, you know, I think really, you know, the word legacy, I mean, yes, they probably were going to go, and Tinsley was not given a contract. Now, I don't think they were done at 5. I think they were going to find a 6th or a 7th that kiss of death with 5. But the core 5 is truly what everyone's been reporting.
I just stand by. I know I said this on the previous episode when you broke this story, but I don't know. Having worked for corporate as you have for years, there's something about these offers being so low. To me, they really do not want to do this show. They really don't. And they're not coming to the table with serious money. And I just feel like these low salaries are a way to delay and delay and delay until hopefully, in their minds, I'm thinking that the new RHONY reboot is so good that it just, like you've kind of always said, that it just fades off into oblivion. Because these numbers that you are talking about are so low. I mean, they're really low to the point of like, I mean, these are like TLC low. You know, I mean, I'm a TLC expert, like 1,000-Pound Sisters. I mean, no one on TLC makes any money until maybe, you know, your Sister Wives, right? Because they're like on season 17, season 18.
I know.
These numbers are so low. So I just think they know. I almost think it's just another delay tactic until they don't have to do it at all. I may eat crow, and in a year or 8 months, we're getting a huge announcement and Legacy is back. But I just don't see it. I feel like they have bigger issues, and I feel like they're going all in on this, on RHONY, the new one, which I'm kind of excited about because I do want to see Jenna Lyons, and I do want to see this kind of fashion-centered group of women to see what they're like in New York. So, and I'm going to tell you, as an audience member, I'm kind of losing interest because in the Legacy show, because we know we're going to get Luann and Sonia in their sort of like, you know, spin-off Simple Life show. We can see Luann on tour. Bethany's show got canceled. We'll talk about that, but Bethany's still on TV. So I'm losing interest.
You're losing interest. I mean, look, I didn't really think of that. I mean, look, they're not saying it's canceled. And then we're going to get into who we think leaked the story. I'm going to get into that. But, you know, right. So now one of these 5 people, I mean, again, no one has said this in this Page 6 article, but I know this for a fact that someone said, I'm not signing this. And Andy Cohen then reached out to this person. This is real tea. This is why I keep my big mouth shut, because when something like this happens, I can tell you what's also happening for real. And basically said, hang tight. I mean, listen, to your point about the salaries, we also have to factor in, listen, this is how Has anyone out there bought a house? I mean, has anyone out there run HR like I have? You offer someone the bare minimum. When you buy a house, you offer the bare minimum that it will take. If it's listed for $2 million and you want to pay 1, but you really want the house, you can't offer 1 million. If someone says to you, listen, shh, I know they're going to take 1, 2, you'll offer 1, 2. Like, you're not going to pay 1, 2, 1. So we have a group of people now. Let's just break it down. I do think Luann does not, of course, I do think Luann, here's my thoughts on each person. Luann is a team player. Why not show up and get some money, right? She has a real money-making business. More money is always more. I don't think Luann needs this. The cabaret is a real thing. Real. It sells out real.
Everywhere. I know.
Big venues, not Madison, but like real big venues. So that's Luann. Now let's move on. Dorinda. Dorinda has money. She has money. She inherited from Richard. She's living her life. She does appearances. She wrote a book. I'm not saying Life After Housewives is like millions of dollars for Dorinda, but she is Dorinda. She knows Hillary. Like she's in the political sector.
Dorinda wants to be back, don't you think? I mean, she went to BravoCon and stood up herself.
I think she would love to be back, but I think that she's one of the least. I think Luann is first, and I think Dorinda is second least hurt if this doesn't come back. That's just my opinion. Third, and this is why, don't just assume Luann's the one that didn't sign the contracts. I'm putting her first place because it's not what you think. Third, I would say, the others are all three kind of equal to me. Like, to me, Kelly Ben-Simone is doing real estate. Sure, she would love to be back on TV. I think Kelly wants to redeem herself. Like, she was on my podcast. Go and listen to it. I loved her. The comments were not so pleasant when I interviewed Kelly Ben-Simone. They were like crazier than ever, total fruitcake. I'm like, I love her. So I believe that Kelly has that Scary Island stigma still it's not like I know. And I have talked to her one-on-one. I think she's wonderful and lovely. Now, I also want to put a pin in that, Kelly, because let's get into like Carolyn Manzo in a second. So, girl, like Kelly going back on the show, huh? Girl, like you think this is your redemption? Girl, maybe, but they also might do you dirty and you might be the crazy Kelly from Scary Island. Did we ever think of that? So I think Kelly wants to go on as a redemption, but girl, it's out of your hands. The producers could be coming for you with a crazy angle again. Oh, honey, they're not going to tell you that, baby. They're going to tell you it's your redemption. But they just told Carolyn Manzo a lot of shit too, and look how that went down. So I'm not so sure things would end so well for Kelly if she did go on the show. I think they would either give her a redemption or they would make her crazier than ever, and it wouldn't be a redemption, and she would be like, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm a real estate broker, and why did I come back? That's Kelly. I think that's why she wants to come back.